it that it's so easy for us to remember bad things than it is to remember good things? If something negative happens to us, we're quick to air that out. We're quick to vent. We're quick to this. Versus if good things happen, and good things happen every day, they happen even by the hour sometimes, but we're not so quick to talk about them. We barely even notice them. Okay, they just happen. So why is that? Well, the brain does have a negativity bias, meaning that everything that we just said, it's more susceptible to capture the negative than the positive. It will bring up things that were bad to your memory. Okay? Versus the good things. The good things, not so much. Well, part of the reason why is because bad things create pressure. There's a pressure inside of your body, inside of your system, inside of your mind, of your entire experience as a human being, that is under pressure. It's under stress. Okay, and when you are stressed, or when you put something under pressure, as the word suggests, like, we're quick to vent. The point of venting is to let out the pressure. Just like the same thing when you have a closed bottle, right? If it's tight, it's closed, it's airtight, meaning that whatever the contents are, they're just stuck there. And they're stuck there under a lot of pressure until you release it. Let's say, for example, a Coke bottle or any sort of soda, right? Once you open it, okay, then it's like, okay, the air can flow a little bit more in it. And that's the same thing that happens to us. It's like when we're under so much pressure of negativity, or something negative happens, our instinct is to, how can I let this out? Right? Good things don't create that, they don't have that effect on you. Positive things do not have that effect on you. There is no pressure. It just is. And it feels good. Unless it's this drastic feel-good moment from the norm, you're not really inclined to talk about it. You're just like, oh, okay, next. So the difference is when it comes to bad experiences or negative things, there's a pressure built up, and it has to be released in some way. And you release it by talking, ideally, but there are other ways. You can release it physically through, something as basic as just talking it out, to as extreme as using a punching bag or something like that, or just exercise. So there's different ways and avenues to release the pressure. Okay, it could be verbal with using your words. It could be physical, getting the energy, not just the words of the situation. Sometimes there's things that happen, you don't even have the words. You don't even know what to say, right? There's certain things that happen that are beyond words, but the energy, the negative energy, is still stuck inside of you, and you have to air it out somehow, or you have to release it somehow, right? And that's one of the reasons why exercise is such a great solution to many problems. Okay, if everyone prioritized physical movement, there are a lot of ailments and a lot of diseases that create themselves in the body as a result of constant pressure, as a result of chronic stress, that although they may still create, they may still exist, they would not have the time and the space and the environment to grow into this full-blown, let's say, cancer, right? There's no way, right? That's one of the things exercise helps with, and that's one of the things that talking helps with. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. If the negative energy is stuck inside your system, and sometimes you don't even feel it, you just have to get into the practice of doing these things. Sometimes you don't even feel impacted by somebody's comment. Okay, oh, you look ugly today. You don't even think it affected you, but it does, right? You don't even realize that you're carrying it home. You don't even realize that you're bracing yourself to go to work every day. It's almost automatic. It's subconscious. Like, you have to be super aware of yourself to be able to pick up on these things. And for some of us, we've done it so long that it's the norm. It's the default. Your default is to brace. Your default is to be silent. Your default is to not to rock the boat with people. Well, yeah, I mean, you might in the name of peace, like, you might claim those things and, kumbaya and all that, and you might do that, but the body doesn't lie, right? It picks up on every little cue and every little stimulus that comes into your system, that enters your experience, okay, via sight, hearing, touch, smell, okay, all of it picks up on those things. So although mentally you can rationalize all you want, especially if you're a smart person, oh yeah, you will find all the arguments to make a case for not doing what you're supposed to be doing for your body, not doing what you're supposed to be doing for your mind, not resting properly, not reaching out to a friend, not connecting with people at all. You will find all the excuses. Should we say excuses? To avoid these things. And some of them may be valid for a period, but it's not supposed to be this long, drawn out period of treating yourself like you're not a human being. Because the reality is you are. You are a human being. You are in a human body. That's the reality. And the body has needs. It's that simple. When you can get past maybe your ego, whatever it is that's causing you to think that you can overcome or rise above, be above biology. Override. That's what it is. Override biological processes and basic human needs, basic physiological needs. I mean, look, you're not gonna last. You can pretend for a minute, you can pretend for a season, but if you're just going to dismiss these things, your time is short. Your time is short. Okay? So, going back to the original point, negativity and negative experiences create this pressure inside our bodies, our minds, our system that needs to be released. And that's the simplest way to explain this, right? That's one of the reasons why, or one of the main reasons why it's easier to recall the bad things, because not only do you experience them then in real time, you experience them again until the pressure has dissipated. Yeah, the good things not so much. For the positives, you have to choose into. There is no pressure, it just feels good. You have to choose into highlighting them, into committing them to memory. It's a choice. It's deliberate. It's intentional. Right? Capturing the moment. You have to choose that. But it's not because necessarily that it left you on such a high, you know? For the average experience, not so much. Like if it's something, you know, drastic, yeah, then maybe, yeah, you'll talk about it because it's something completely irregular, outside of the norm of maybe your own existence, your own day-to-day activities. But in everyday living feels like just a series of bad things. Okay? Why? Because that's what the brain remembers. Because that's what the body feels deeply. Every day. At the end of each day, you're carrying a certain load of negative experiences. Okay? Whether it's stress from work, whether it's somebody made a comment, whether it's you feeling sick, regardless of what it is, it piles up. Okay? So at the end of each day, there is a duty, there is a responsibility that you have to release those things. Most of us don't do that. We pick up the load today, carry it into the next day, carry it into the next day. One day becomes 2 days, 2 days becomes a week. Before you know it, it's been a month, 2 years. Are you going? Before you know it, it's been a month, 2 years to, you know, nothing's been released, and then we wonder why we're sick at the end of it. We wonder why. And the body is good. The body is resilient because it doesn't collapse right away. It gives you signs, it gives you signals, it gives you, you know, pains, and it communicates with you to let you know, like, hey, stop this. This isn't working. But we haven't learned to actually listen to those signals and take heed to them. So all we do is bulldoze past those things, even silence them. That's another one. Even silence the body from communicating with us through medication, okay, through negative coping strategies, okay. We even silence the body. We go out of our way to silence the body, saying it's basically a form of shut up. I mean, let's be honest. Not so nice, is it? Not so nice. But that's our version. That's our version of telling the body to not communicate with us anymore, right? And we wonder why. Well, despite that, the body still does what it does. It tries to hold on. It tries to keep you safe. It tries to keep you moving. It just keeps going. Okay? It just keeps going until it can't anymore. I mean, at some point, you do this day in and day out for weeks, months, years on end. At some point, the body is going to call it quits. It's going to be like, no more. Okay, I'm done here. Now, we wonder why we get sick. We wonder why we have this crazy disease or illness or condition that's developed out of, our season of whatever it was. Though it may be valid, but the reality is we didn't respond. The reality is we didn't cater to the body. The reality is we didn't listen. The reality is we didn't meet our needs. Okay? And nothing crazy, even just the basics, even just the basic biological needs, we didn't meet them, we didn't prioritize them. We silenced them. We shoved them far, far, far underneath something, never to be seen again. And we wonder why. Our health fails down the road. Well, this shouldn't come as a shock. Why is it coming as a shock to you? Right? If you take inventory of how things have been, what you've been doing, and how you've been responding to different signals that the body has been giving you. If you take inventory of those things, why would you be surprised? Why are you surprised? This should not be like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. Well, you should have. Okay, if you didn't, you're delusional or severely uninformed. Like, how do you not know that? You're either delusional or you don't know much. It's that simple. Okay, let's be honest. You knew that this was possible. You've seen other people experience this. You just didn't think that your body was also flesh and blood, just like everyone else's. You thought that you are some sort of an exception, and maybe even a robot, okay, that you could bulldoze through life without ever addressing your own physical and biological needs and come out the other side and be okay. Well, guess what? You're not an exception, okay? You're not. And stop. Let's take this, matter of fact, let's take this experience as an example for the rest of our lives. You're never an exception. Everything that applies to people, everything that applies to human beings applies to you. Okay? Just, even if it doesn't happen to you, just always think worst case scenario, it's possible. If it's possible for me, right? If it can happen to this person, it can happen to me. If they can get that cancer, I can get that cancer. Look at their life. Take inventory. Look at yours. Take inventory. Are you on track for health or are you on track for disease? I mean, let's be real. Okay? Let's be real. So yeah, be intentional about capturing the good and making it known to yourself, making it visible also to yourself and to, others. But at the same time, be aware that the negative experiences do pile up. As small as they are in the day-to-day, they pile up until you release. And if you choose not to release them in a reasonable time span, if you choose not to release them in a reasonable time frame, you will pay the price. Let's be real. Okay? You will pay the price. Okay? Don't be delusional. Don't be delusional. This is your body. This is your health. That's your life we're talking about here. That's your life.